We've got lesson 46 notes today. We are doing some stuff with polynomials. Polynomial is just an expression consisting of many terms. All right, so some examples might be 5, negative 6x, 4x squared minus 1. And here's another one, 9x cubed plus 4x squared minus x minus 2. Okay, so we're working with these again, and we just kind of finished up a lesson with this stuff, so pretty good transition. Standard form, I had told some classes about this. You have to write these a certain way, and they have to be written in alphabetical order with the highest exponent first. So you have to do that for the answer to be correct. So write each polynomial in standard form for 1 through 6. All you have to do is write them in this alphabetical order with the highest exponent first. So highest exponent, of course, here is 2. It's bigger than 1, and this one doesn't have an x. We would write it like this. Okay, pretty easy, not too bad there. Number 2, we're going to write 7k cubed plus k squared minus k plus 64. So that's all we're doing. We're just rewriting these. All right, you try number 3. Hopefully you got w cubed plus 5w squared minus w plus 28. All right, I'll do 4. Okay, 5 and 6 are a little tricky, so I'm going to help you with 5 first. Okay, you might think right off the bat, well, I mean, we know alphabetical order, a cubed, and then we do highest exponent, so that would be this one, right? 3 is higher than 2 and 2. But for these, there's a special kind of rule, so I'm just going to show you what that looks like. For number 5, it would be a cubed plus, instead of writing this one next, we write this one. All right, and then you might be thinking, yeah, we're going to write this one, but we actually write this one now, plus 2ab minus 2b cubed. So that is the answer for number 5. Okay, now a little explanation about that. What we did is we're doing alphabetical order, so since we started with an a cubed, we can't do just a single b until we get rid of every term that has an a in it, or in other words, all of these. Okay, so this one has to be last because it's the only one that doesn't have an A. The other rule is we're going 3, 2, 1, right? So that's what I did there. Number 6, go ahead and try. Okay, hopefully you came up with negative c cubed minus 7c squared d squared plus 5d cubed plus 13. If you got that, great job. Scrolling on down here. So we have polynomials are classified by their degree and number of terms. Okay, so let's look at those. We have degree 0. That just means like the 13, it has no variable raised to an exponent, or like even if it was plus 13x, that would not be 0 degree. So this would be a constant. All right, 1 as a degree would be linear. 2 is quadratic. We've talked about that a little. It's raised to the second power, or it's squared. It's quadratic. 3 is cubic, so like that. And 4 is quartic. So do we have any like that up here? We do not, but it would be like raised to the fourth. And then I want you to add one more, and you can go ahead and put it up here, I guess. But fifth degree quintic. All right, so x to the fifth is what that would be. So degree is talking about what the variable is being raised to, like that. Number of terms is talking about how many there actually are. Okay, so number of terms, 1 equals monomial, 2 is binomial, 3 is trinomial, 4 plus, you got a polynomial. So that's what a polynomial is, if you're wondering. Oh, good job. A polynomial is just something with 4 or more terms. So like 4x cubed plus 2x squared minus x plus 13. There's an example of a polynomial. Okay, so 7 through 12, all you have to do is classify each polynomial by degree and number of terms. Okay, so number 7 we're going to say is a, well, it's constant and monomial. That's all you have to do on these. Okay, number 8 is, so the degree, we can look at this right here. We're seeing, what is this variable being raised to? Is it being raised to 0? Is it being raised to 1, 2, 3, or 4? So if it's 1, there's no, or sorry, if it's 0, there is no variable. So you might want to make that note there. So this one does have a variable, it has x, and now we just have to see, is it raised to which of these here? So it's definitely raised to 1, since there's nothing written there. We know it's an assumed 1, and we're going to call this one linear, and it is monomial. Okay, this isn't too bad, and there are some like this on the test. Number 9, I want you to try. Okay, you should have gotten that it is linear, and hopefully you saw that this one is not monomial because there's 2 terms, so it's binomial. 10, I'm just going to do, it's going to be a quadratic because it has this 2 right here. And then we know it's trinomial because there are 3 terms. 11 is cubic and binomial. 12, you go ahead and try. Hopefully you saw it was a quartic and polynomial. Very good job. Other side, I'm just going to do a few because we've already done this somewhat in some past lessons. So when we're adding or subtracting polynomials, we just combine like terms. So here's one example of addition. So we're going to kind of figure out which term goes with which, and then we're going to add them. So I've got x squared and 2x squared, but that's got a negative in front of it. So it's really negative x squared plus 2x squared. And that gives us, we just have 1x squared. So x squared is in this. Okay, so we're moving on to the next thing. We have negative 5x and 11x. So we're going to say negative 11x plus negative 5x. So that gives you 6x. Now we have one more thing. We have 13 and negative 23, and those are both constants. So that's our last term here. We have 13 plus negative 23. And you could put that in your calculator and see that it's negative 10, so that's why we write minus 10 right there. Okay, on subtraction, we have this term, 4x squared, so we have a quadratic here, we have another one there, linear there, and just one constant. So 4x squared minus 3x squared, so really all we're doing is 4 minus 3, and we keep the x squared. So we're not doing 2 plus 2 for the variable or the exponent. We're doing just 4 minus 3, and we keep the x squared. So we have 1x squared left. 5x minus 7x. So you could do that in your calculator, 5 minus 7, and we're going to keep the x. So that's going to be negative 2x. We don't write minus 2. You have to write that x, okay? The x doesn't go away there. And then we have no constant over here, so we have minus 1. So that's why we write negative 1 right there. Okay, I'm going to do a few of these, and then you're going to have the rest of them. So once you finish, show me what you have, and I'll come check them. If you have enough of them right, then you can start the assignment. So 14 is going to be like this. We have k squared plus k squared, so that leaves us with 2k squared. Negative 4k plus 9k. So you could do in your calculator, negative 4 plus 9, so we have plus 5k. We don't lose the k, remember. And then 7 plus negative 3. Again, you could do this in your calculator if you don't like integers. 7 plus negative 3 gives you plus 4. All right, let's see. Number 18 I'm going to do. So I have a 3a cubed. I have 6a squared. And then I have a right there. So this one's got an a right here too. So let's look at this one. We actually need to do this first, this a minus 5a. So that would be negative 4a plus 3a cubed still. So that's what it looks like now. So we have like this. So plus 3a cubed, that's why I'm writing this. And now we're moving on. 6a squared, that's the only a squared we have. Negative 5a plus negative 4a leaves us with negative 9a. Final answer. Okay, you do 21. Finish these up and you can have the assignment.